welcome to Home Team Advantage with Mike Egan. I'm Gary Gimbetti, and
Thanks for holding off till Friday. Appreciate it.
yeah. He was losing money somewhere.
I was so confused last night when Ron called. He goes, "You coming in tomorrow?" I go, "Sure, I'll be there." I thought it was Thursday. It was Friday. I'm going, wow. Anyways, we clarified it.
Yes, we're back again. He was on vacation here, so he lost a lot of money. All right, I won't
don't
say
have
that.
a lot of money
I just
to
did
lose.
that. I just said it, even though you didn't want me to say that. But
The view was really nice.
Yes.
From my room.
oh, I'm sure it was. You said that. Were you in Las Vegas?
No, I went out to Laughlin,
Oh,
Nevada.
Laughlin. All right. Where it's probably 150 degrees still.
65.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful weather. A little windy, but very nice. So
Well,
really,
that's right on the border there, Nevada and Arizona
right across,
and
right across the
California.
river is Bullhead. I keep calling it Bullwinkle, but it's
Bullwinkle,
Bullhead.
Bullhead City. So yeah, that's almost. I had a shot at getting a job there one time,
There you go.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I know how much you like to travel. If you went to Laughlin, you'd have to drive maybe 100 miles to go from one school to the next.
Well,
Oh, you probably ride a horse.
it would. Yeah, sure. All right, Jim Dandy.
Yeah. Come on now, we're cheering you up. You had
Roy
you had a
Rogers.
hard day today.
Yeah. So we'll get back. I think obviously the state football tournament started this week, and Mountain Iron Buell, I believe, cruised to
Why?
a win over Stephen Argyle. So
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they did. So
I heard
they're-
they had a tough game against Cherry, though, that there was some bad calls. Is that true?
I was at the game, covering the game, and it was a very that's. Do I even say this? I mean, that's the best football game I've seen in a long time.
Good.
You know,
you can say it.
Most of the time, I've seen running time in the fourth quarter.
Right.
You know, you get out of there early,
Well, the previous game was 91-0.
Well,
so 32-20.
and I don't want to. And I'm not knocking anybody. I mean, that's just the way it just the way it has been. But yeah, it went Cherry. Well, the bad calls. There were 3 roughing the passer calls. Mountain Iron got called on them that I don't know if they were roughing the passer calls. There was a bunch of according to Coach Zubich, there were a bunch of intentional grounding calls that probably should have been called. But he said that he took advantage of the rule, so I'm assuming intentional grounding is different in high school
Oh, must be.
than it is
I'm not
anywhere
sure.
else, because Noah Sundquist had no time to throw. they were,
Yeah.
I mean, their rush was that good, where he had no time to throw, so he's running all over the field,
Right.
and then he's just delivering the ball where there's really no receivers, you know. So I don't know what the rule is on intentional grounding, and I don't know. I didn't think, and even in the press box, we weren't quite sure about the roughing the passer calls. I mean, but
Well-
hey, Cherry took advantage of it, and Sundquist made some great throws, and their receivers made some great catch. I mean, there was a couple where they actually had to bobble. They bobbled it and caught it. And the 1 2-point conversion, I believe, was they had a guy Cherry had a guy standing at the back of the end zone, and he just threw it up to him and somehow got to him. And so I give Noah a lot of credit. He played really well, threw the ball well, and
Yeah. Well, and he's got basketball to fall back on now. So.
well, yeah. But who knows? I mean, after I was assuming Nevis won their game last week, and I said, well, it looks like they're going to play, and those guys corrected me and said, no, Nevis got beat.
Oh.
So, yeah.
What is the prep? I've been out of town, so is the prep bowl done, or is that this weekend?
No, their semifinal games are next week at TCF. Is it
First Bank?
TCF First Bank Stadium? And
TCF, that's the college one.
yeah, well, it was. Now it's Huntington Beach.
Really?
Yeah, so they changed the name on that one.
Huh.
So Huntington must be a bank or took over for TCF or did whatever.
Okay.
But that was, yeah. So once I heard that Nevis got beat, I thought, well, anything's possible. Maybe Cherry will win this game. And Mountain Iron started fast, and Cherry playing catch up again, which you don't want to do. I mean, against Mountain
Yeah.
Iron, you don't want to play catch up. But Mountain Iron was already had I think a 2-score lead in the second half, and they drove the ball down to the 1-yard line and ran a play and fumbled.
Oh.
And then Cherry recovered on the 1, and so you don't. But that's a part of the game. I mean, you know that as well as I do. And if they score there, then it's a moot point.
Right.
I mean, then they don't come back. And then after that first play after that, which helped Cherry, was Sundquist was at the back of the end zone, and Mountain Iron blitzed, and they chased him through the back of the end zone to his right, and somehow he found a hole, and he ran 50 yards
Wow.
down to like the 51 yards down
Yeah.
to the Mountain Iron 48 or 49, and then they ended up scoring to make it a 1-score
Yeah.
game at that point. So, but yeah, for it looked like at the edge of, real disappointment turned into a positive for Cherry, and
Yeah,
it was a
well,
good game.
They'll get their chance when basketball season rolls around.
yeah, they don't have it. I don't think they'll have anything to worry about. But there are some decent teams, I think.
But you know that the effect that our show puts on the national scene is, we've talked about officiating, we just got done talking about it. I see the NFL is starting to investigate their own officials now.
Oh, they are.
Yes, they
Well,
are.
you read a lot more than I do
Yeah.
then, because and sometimes that should be the case.
Yep.
Because you miss calls. I mean, they obviously have Vikings, and again, I'm a pessimistic Vikings fan, but you missed the face mask call in the end zone.
Yeah, but what good, I see that was in the paper, and they said they admit they made a mistake. Well, what good is that going to
Yeah, it doesn't do any good.
do?
And then Darnold got hit in the head last week, and he on a fumble,
Yeah.
and they didn't call a penalty there. I mean, so
They threw a flag and picked it up.
yeah, well,
They picked
they
it up.
did. They threw the flag and picked it up, and I'm like thinking, do we have rules in these games or not?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if that's the rule, you can't hit a quarterback in the head regardless. You watch it, the Vikings do it one time.
Yeah.
They're gonna, even if it's very lightly.
you know that old saying in a Vikings game: "See a flag, pick it up."
Yeah.
All day long, the Vikings suck.
So yeah, well, I hope they do, and that goes for other sports. I mean, in hockey, is a cross check legal or illegal? A cross check is illegal. You see it happen all the time. They don't call it.
Yeah.
So, and they only call it when they feel like calling it. But again,
Yeah, well, the big the controversy, not controversy, but the speculation is that Kansas City gets the calls,
Mhm.
and then they showed the other night that well, even last night's game, they had a report this morning on it that was on like pay-per-view, but the network that was carrying the game started questioning some of the official call, which they usually don't do.
Mhm.
So maybe that's, like I said, maybe it's a sign of the times of what's going on. But they also had the story about how the official was talking to Mahomes before a game. You know,
Oh.
you shouldn't be. I mean,
No,
you can say hello and all that, but this was back by the locker room, so
Oh, no, you shouldn't be getting chummy with the
No.
players or the referees.
It's like that. What's that one guy with the NBA? They got caught.
Oh,
One official.
oh
Had
yeah,
ties to Las Vegas.
Tim Donaghy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, we've talked about that before. There's no need going into that again. But so that happened, and then I know the Section 7A swimming prelims were last night, but I have not seen results on that yet, so I can't tell you.
It's kind of funny too. Somebody had something on. Not that I look at Facebook a lot, but they had a list of the swimming coaches for Hibbing High School. It's like 4
Yeah,
for the last 50 years
for the boys,
or longer.
there might be 3 only for the boys.
Okay.
Pop Lukens, Carl Allison,
And
and
then
Mike Venziano.
Wow.
Yeah, so
A long
unless
time.
there was one before Pop, I don't know that far back in the history.
But that's got to go back 60 years.
Oh, that's more. Yeah, that's the start of whenever they started the program.
Well, I used to swim in the lake back then.
Yeah, Cary Lake, DuPont Lake. So yeah, I do not know the results of that, but the finals are tomorrow in Grand Rapids. So hopefully, Coach Venziano and Harvey get some swimmers to state. I know Rainey Gibson has a decent chance in 2
Good.
events, and hopefully somebody else steps up. But hopefully a couple relays. So we'll see what happens there. Cross country had their state meet last week and down in the cities, and the Hibbing girls placed 7th as a team.
Yep.
And Tara Hertling was all state with a 10th place finish. And I'm not going to know the finish, but Avery Kukowski also made the top 25
Nice.
to place all state too. So they had 2 girls place all state, and they placed 7th as a team. So congratulations to
Future
them.
looks good for that program.
Well, hopefully, and now you're losing Tara,
Yeah, but they have it.
so you got to get Avery Kukowski will definitely she'll fill her shoes. Hopefully, and then it's all depends what the other work the other girls put in.
Right.
So, and again, you had your granddaughter, so hopefully you can keep her motivated and to run well.
I hope so. I mean, she enjoys it. Papa can't even run across the street. Never lets run a couple miles. So.
Yeah. So it should be good. Jake Wally, I believe. I'm not going to know the place for sure. I'm not sure if he's in the. Well, he placed, I think, in the top 100. I'll be just vague and just say he placed in the top 100.
But he made it.
But he made it down there. Broke a string since 2015 of no boys ever making it down to state. It's unfortunate they didn't get 2 down there, and it's even more unfortunate their team didn't get there. But that'll come.
Oh, they're young too, though.
Yeah, they're losing some seniors this year, but hopefully the younger kids are up to the challenge, and they placed 3rd the last 2 years at the section, so it's just going that little extra, no pun intended, mile to get the team down there. So it might happen.
So winter sports is officially started, or starting, I guess.
Yes, as far as the college has started their season about a week ago, and then on Wednesday they had a home game against Leech Lake Tribal College, and they ended up winning like 120-60. I think this is Kenzie's 3rd year here, and this year he's got the makeup of a team that could really make some noise. They shared. Again, I told him after the game, so this is not something I haven't told him, but that's the most I've seen a team, not just of his, but of anybody else that's coached here, share the ball more than that team did.
Good.
So it looks like there'll be enough basketballs to go around, and as long as those guys keep sharing the basketball,
Not
they'll
like
be
the
fine.
NBA where it's dribble, shoot, dribble,
Well,
shoot.
You dribble like you said. It's no fun to watch if somebody dribbles the ball for 30 seconds and then puts
shoots
up
a
a
three.
shot.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully that continues for them. The girls hockey team had scrimmages last weekend, and they have scrimmages this weekend. I think they're in Grand Rapids, but I'm not positive. And then next Friday they do have a home game, and Saturday they have a home game.
And that's the official start of.
Yeah, that'll be their official start. And then on Monday, I know boys hockey starts, and I believe girls basketball officially starts.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if there's any other of the sports that maybe skiing
Wrestling.
might start, wrestling. I'm not sure. Maybe wrestling might start at that point. But I know the next week is boys basketball and maybe wrestling at that point.
Which is a new venture with a new coach, and
Oh yeah, with
basketball.
Kyle Georgie taking over. So we'll have had conversations with some people about how the team's going to be, and I think that they can be. It's hard to say. I mean, but at least 500 or better
they
this
have
year.
some height this year.
Oh,
too.
geez.
They have some big kids.
Ray Brow is unbelievably
Yeah.
tall, and I heard he can squat 300 pounds
Wow.
at this point, so he might be a sophomore, but maybe he won't. Playing against seniors won't be a
Yeah.
detriment to him this year.
I know we weren't going to talk politics, but I have to admit, the other night I was watching the TV and they showed Trump's kid, Barron. What are you, like 6'10"?
Oh, is he?
He's a tall kid, standing over everybody,
Yeah,
looking
does he
around.
play sports?
I don't know if they have private school sports.
No, so they don't.
Sure he does. But anyway,
Sure. Okay, so yeah, with him he's working on an all-around game. So he's, hopefully he'll be able to step outside a few times. But if with that height he has, and I'm sure his reach, if he just is hovering around the basket, he's going to get a lot of offensive rebounds and a lot of putbacks.
He's one of those kids that can tie their shoes without bending over.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, we have a young player coming in too.
He's 6'3".
6'3".
Well, 6'3", and Adam Reckmeyer's 6'4", 6'5", and Jack Bottoms isn't the tallest kid, but he's dedicated himself to basketball, and he can shoot the ball a little bit. And
It's kind of like when the Tender boys used to play. Weren't they all like 6'4", 6'5"?
Oh, yeah.
Tom and Rick, and Mike. So
yeah, and so who knows? I mean, I think there's I know there's a bunch of guys that'll come off the bench that are fairly tall, and
well, we hope and success comes their way. And like I said, it's a new program, and get out and support the team. Do the best you can, both the girls and the boys.
And yeah, boys hockey. I mean, they got a tough schedule, but hopefully, that prepares them for the playoffs. And
Yeah. Well, we all know hockey is king.
well,
and queen when it comes to winter sports. So
yeah,
hopefully they can continue the success they had from last year. So they're a little older now, right? They're all a year older.
they're all a year older, and it should be all a year better.
Yep.
So, and they have a new coach, obviously, Aaron Jamnick,
Yep.
and so we'll see what happens as their season starts to unfold. That might do it.
Well, we might as well jump into the pro side of it. And you want to start because we didn't finish anything with the Twins last.
No, we
Last
didn't.
show.
They're still. You might know more about it than I do, but they're still up for sale. I take it.
Still for sale. There's how rumors are started. This one didn't start in Hibbing. It started down in Minneapolis, but that, and I just lost track of his name. The guy that wanted to buy the Timberwolves.
Oh, A-Rod.
A-Rod is considering buying the Twins and getting a group of people behind him to do that, which I think would be a great idea. Like, he's a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Should they keep Rocky Balboa as their manager?
I don't know.
I think he should go. I really do. I don't think the guy, with all the young talent he's had the past 2 years, granted, they keep running into walls or they hurt their fingers. And, they should have been more productive than what they have been. So
Well, and he doesn't. But he doesn't put the team together.
I understand that, but he's
Me
supposed
too.
to build the team.
So, yeah, he's supposed to get those guys to the point
Yep.
where, look at the Yankees when they screwed up in that one inning, dropping a fly ball, not covering first base. I'm sure that's all the stuff that should be obviously gone over in spring training. But he can't.
But he wasn't good with the pitching either.
Well, no, but there he didn't have any.
Much to
Their
work
pitchers
with.
are getting hurt, and they let guys go that they shouldn't have let go. Like we've always said, they should have never let Sonny Gray go.
Right.
But maybe there was no possible way to sign him. I don't.
How did he do that? Have you heard?
Well, he was decent for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He had a decent year. I know we beat when we played the Cardinals, we beat him.
Yep.
So I can't remember if that's the game I was at or not. Maybe it was the game I was at that we were sitting in that suite.
Well, hopefully something is resolved before they have the owners' meetings, because that's when the trade rumors start and the signings start and all that. So you hope they have something in place by then, because the Polettes really don't give a crap anymore.
No.
So they want their money. They want out. So
Yeah, so it'd be better if they just sold it. Now, how much you going to pay for it? It could be $1 billion for crying out
or
loud.
more,
Yeah.
and it
So-
does include Target Field, I guess.
Well,
So
yeah. Don't you wish we could pool that kind of money up? And
well, let's get Ron to empty the purse. and
well,
that's it.
yeah, the disembodied voice over there probably has enough money.
He'd be like that.
He's opening his wallet.
He'd be like that one guy. What the hell? He bought. Oh, sorry. He bought a building in New York. He put it on his credit card.
Oh, jeez. Wow. That's the kind of money I want right
yeah.
there.
Can you imagine having
They
that?
say money can't buy you happiness, but I'd sure like to find out.
Oh. Vikings got a got away with the game last week against Indianapolis.
Yeah, because they didn't play well. I don't think they scored in the first half, did they?
I don't think, no.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so.
And Sam threw the ball into somebody's hands in the first
That
quarter
first
in the end
interception,
zone, and then he came back though and threw 3 touchdown passes, so we got to give him credit for that. But now their kicker's out and their long snapper's out.
Yeah, the kid was having a great year for him, too, so.
Yeah,
And now they got a guy that didn't even kick the game in
Yeah.
the pro football. So where'd he come from?
They better hope that the offense doesn't or makes this game lopsided.
Not close.
Yeah, so they don't need a kicker to decide it at the end.
And is he out for the year now?
No, they're only out for I'm assuming if he's got a quad, he's out for 4 weeks if he's on IR, but I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But come on.
But how'd he hurt it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's kind of like the Twins.
Yeah.
The mystery injury.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Took a shower.
Yeah. Probably slipped, probably slipped in the shower.
Hey, one thing we haven't given a lot of credit to, and I'm not it's not pro, is the Gophers.
Gophers.
Wow. I mean, they're bowl eligible right now.
Yes.
They've got a couple tough games coming up. I think they can beat Iowa.
Well, they played Iowa.
Not Iowa.
They have Wisconsin. And then they have Penn State, which
Right.
will be that'll be.
But they've fallen on hard time. They want to fire their coach now.
No, yeah, they only have 1 loss though. I mean, I don't know what their deal is by firing coaches that have taken one loss team and probably to the playoffs.
Well, they had a list on ESPN of the number of college coaches and how much it would be to buy them out. You know what he gets to buy him out? That guy from Penn State, $52 million.
Hmm.
The guy from USC, $60 million to buy him out. So if you have a bad couple of years,
No.
you're guaranteed $60 million.
Yeah,
to buy him out.
there it is. Why do you want to coach?
Well,
Why would you want to coach? I mean, get your 60 million, go home and
well,
enjoy it.
same reason politicians become politicians, my friends.
Yeah, they can't. It
It's
gets
in the
their-
money.
Yeah, it's in the blood, and it's in the money. So yeah, but no, they've won 4 in a row. They're playing Rutgers this weekend, who has our
Number?
no, they have our past quarterback in Ethan Kelly McManus.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sure it's a revenge game for him. He left last year through the portal and signed at Rutgers. So if they let him, if he beats them, then there's an issue.
Well, Rutgers started well this year, and now they've kind of tapered off, I guess, would be the way. So it should be an interesting game. I don't know if they're playing at Rutgers.
Yeah, it's out
Okay,
in New
like
York,
New York.
or wherever Rutgers is.
Let's see, what else we got? The Wild?
Wild took one on the chin against the Kings the other day.
I heard that there wasn't.
Well, their power play and their penalty kill are not good again this year.
Well, they looked good last night.
Well, I don't know how many power play goals they got
2.
last night, but that's about time then.
Yep.
I mean,
And Kaprizov now has scored points in 8 consecutive games. He had 3 assists last night, so
well,
he's starting. As you said last time we met, he's starting early, which is really going to help.
yeah, last year in the first 25 or so games he did not start
Right.
well. So this year it's a lot better, and look what's happening. And your star player is doing his job and getting points. I wish he'd score more. I'd like to get a 50 to 60 goal scorer here.
Yeah. Well,
Goal scorer here.
but you watched that game last night, and the Sharks have a young 18-year-old kid playing for them, and he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini.
So
Yeah, he had the 2 goals I see
Yep.
for them. So that's the kind of player we need,
Yep.
other than Kirill.
Yeah.
So, he got hit in the face the other night too with a
I
puck.
see he had the stitches. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was hoping that he wasn't out because they were making their picks on the pregame show and his name wasn't even in there, and I'm thinking, you mean to tell me you get hit in the face with a puck and you can't play?
Yeah, stitch it up. Stitch me up. Like the
So-
old days.
But he did, and that would have hurt, I know. There's no doubt about that. I hope they got his tooth back in. I heard he lost a tooth.
Well, he can have one of mine.
Yeah. So,
And the other professional that's starting up this week is the Frost.
Oh yeah, they have their new name,
Yeah.
new
The
jerseys.
Minnesota Frost.
Yes.
Good name. I like it.
Yeah, no, that is a good one.
Yep.
They'll sell some jerseys.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
have big crowds at XL to watch them play
Good.
again, and
And I think they're expected to do well this
well,
year.
they should.
Win is it the Cald? What is it?
I
something
can't
cup.
remember what cup it is.
Yeah.
They did win it last year.
Yep.
So they are
Surprised
defending
everybody
champs.
by winning.
Well, pretty much, I think. But they had a good year. So
We got a little chocolate
I
donut on
got
your
something
phone
on my
there.
phone there that's bugging me right
No
now.
latte this morning.
Nope, I already had that. That was at the Caribou,
Okay.
or unofficial official sponsor.
Yes.
And the Timberwolves, they're hovering 2 games above 500 right now.
I think so. They're 4-2,
5
5 and
and
3.
Yeah. So I heard they were down by double digits last night to the Bulls in the first half, and then they came back and put together a 45 point.
45 points in the fourth quarter, which again, it's just not basketball anymore. It's come down, shoot the three, everybody stands there, nobody follows their shot, nobody goes after, no one blocks anybody. I mean, they've destroyed the game. In my mind, they've destroyed the game of basketball, the way it used to be played. You know, granted, you and I can go back and look at the way the Lakers and the Celtics and, you know, some of those teams played, and they played it as a team sport.
Mhm.
It's not that anymore.
I wonder if, I mean, obviously they always had the 3-pointer. Well, maybe not always, but at least back when Bird and them were playing, they had the 3-point
They did, but they
shot.
still ran plays.
But they did, yeah. What I was going to say is go back and look and see if the number of 3-pointers shot then compared to the
Oh.
number now. It's got to be way less back in the day.
back in the day.
Yeah, because they have had guys that could go to the rim
Yep.
and dunk. Well, they got guys that can dunk now, but you don't see it as often.
Oh, we're up at time.
Yeah. Well, once again, we've run out of time. So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. Up North Lettering specializes in embroidery and heat vinyl press applications, along with patches and letter jackets. For more information, call them at 218-966-7850. HPAT would like to thank them for their donation and support. HPAT thanks Premier Fitness at the Lux for their donation and support. They welcome individual and family memberships. To learn more, call them at 218-440-1191. Hibbing Public Access TV may be viewed on these platforms: hpat.org with video on demand, Mediacom Hibbing 802, 805, and 807. On Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Download the Hibbing Public Access TV app for your iPhone and Android devices. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. For more information, scan the QR code and go to hpat.org.